I think we will go with... Which one should we go with? Oh, I was making that music. Okay, here we go. So, you wish to know the story. Sit down and let me tell you a story, eh? This story entails probably one of the oldest tales of time. But with a twist, it's not where you would expect it. I once knew a man who went by the name of Art. Art was a very Aryan-looking man. Blue eyes as blue as the sea, and blonde hair to match. But something rang true within Art. He had an unmeasurable amount of faith in good people, and people were attracted to that nature of Art. Art, he grew, and as he did, he started off as a stable boy upon a vessel called the Elise. And this vessel would be his nucleus to become where he comes from. At the age of 18, he had made his way up from the cabin boy all the way up to the quartermaster. Now, it's quartermaster's responsibility to ensure that the ship is in ship-shop shape and down from the first mate. The first mate takes orders, they bellow them to the from the captain, and they bellow it to the quartermaster as well as the crew, and that refers on. Now, Art was an incredible quartermaster. He had an eye for an adventure, and he had a nose for treasure. One day, they set sail, and they run into an unlikely place. They run into a storm. Now, this storm was unlike no other. I say this because I had seen one myself, only once, and as such, this is what became the storm. Shots and bangs of lightning from the sky. The lightning itself was marined with an emerald glow. It was nothing like I'd ever seen. Now, Art knew that something was off. They must be getting close to an unnatural source, and this source may be a place where they could find treasure. He bolted it down as he yelled at the captain. "We need to head to the starboard side, Captain, or she's going over!" Now, the first mate tries to relay the order when an unnatural clap fires down. He goes down. He was struck by lightning. He runs over to the first mate, shaking. "First mate! It's the doctor!" No one replied. The man was frazzled, and the fermentations of sinew and bone riddled the air. He looked up at the captain. The captain froze and stammered, looking around at the unnatural cause around him of the storm. Not knowing what to do, Art jumps up on the main deck. "Raising the sails to the starboard side! Spread all the weight in the cabins to the right! Do it now!" Everyone looks at everyone. They look at the captain, who's as ashen as a ghost, and they look back at Art. "Aye! Everything to the starboard side! Underneath decks to the right!" And everything. The cannons to the lot start pulling to the right. The ship starts to lift in an unnatural way, but begins to surf on this tsunami-like giving wave. And then they slowly begin to emerge and become bigger and bigger and bigger. "Do we have any gunpowder?" One crewman says, "Aye! 3 barrels! Light them and throw them to the port side! That's mad, we'll blow holes! Do it!" So they slowly light the gunpowder barrels, and they're throwing 3 off to the side. And just as the wave is about to come down, it blows as V-shape into the actual ocean, sledding enough just to let the vessel pierce through the wave itself as they come back. Suddenly, another clap of lightning strikes the left-hand side of the ship. Art starts to panic himself, but he knows he has to stay resolute. He looks to his first mate, who goes by the name of Lance. "Lance! You're my best friend! Come! The captain's frozen! Relay the orders! Bring everything to the starboard side and put the first mast down! Go! Go!" Lance runs as fast as he can to the front of the ship, knocking over everyone in his way, bundling into the sheets as fast as he can. And that's when he saw it. "Art! There's light! There's light at the end!"
All around.
And then the storm dispersed. At that point, Art looks at Lance and Lance looks at Art. And there it was, a city of gold. Hidden behind a storm that no merchant vessel has ever been able to port by. Not even I. I've even sat many a times at the end of my seat, listening to Art and Nancy's stories. As they land there, they see this great shrine. And many of the people who actually lived there looked like they had passed an ancient civilization. And Art, as he manages to break his way into the vault, sees one solar object that just speaks to him, with a sound like no other. It was a sword. Art pulled over. Now, the sword itself was sedimented into a rock of gold. Put his hands on. Lance looks at him and shakes his head. It'll be a trap. And Art looks back and grabs his sword. A fiery clap of lightning happens around, and the storm that surrounds the island dissipates as he brings the sword out. He looks at it, and an etching is deciphered into the sword. And Lance was a man of the world. What does it say? Excalibur. And that's our story time! Woo-hoo-hoo!